Crafty Mavens. So this is my take for Free Flow Wednesday, which talks about just being a more traditional size page. I'm totally going to do 12 by 12. Basically, that's all I do anyway. I am going to try to film this video in real time, which is not new. I've done it. I used to do it all the time, but I haven't for a while, so I thought I'd try one of those. You may hear noise in the background if my family comes home or whatever. Just doing this picture of myself getting my Daith piercing in my ear to help with migraines. The inspiration piece for the week is like has Once Upon a Time and a lot of wood and some gold, and I don't know. Once Upon a Time just was story time to me, I guess, and I wanted to tell the story about getting migraines and how long I've had them, and so I thought that this felt like it was story time, and so I thought it would work. We'll see. I don't know. I just grabbed the pieces I have left over of this Simple Stories hashtag whatever. I have this set of thickers out because it's called Trinket, because the colors kind of match. I thought they went really well, and I want to do the word Daith really big on the page, which I'm probably pronouncing all wrong, so just, yeah. If that's a thing that bothers you, I apologize. But, yeah. I'm going to use that one. I'm going to use what's left of those. Let's see here. And I don't think I need to use a whole piece of either of those. So I got this new camera, and it's kind of cool because I can actually like look at what you guys are looking at a little bit more, which is very cool for me. So I can kind of try to keep things a little bit more in your view. Yeah, which is cool. Anyway. So my goal, like I said, I just want to use up these scraps. I want to make a page about this piercing and hopefully make something cute. The last time I used this paper here with the lines, I really liked doing some journaling across it, so I definitely think I'll do that again. It might be a little hard to read though, so I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's get this. I made this photo black and white when I put it on my Instagram. I'm not really sure why I did that, but that's the filter I chose at that time. I don't use very many like black and white or crazy filters. Most of my Instagram pics are pretty boring. So I think this was one where I didn't feel like there were colors that mattered to the picture, and so. And I think that's it a lot of the time, is I like the way certain things look in color, or the colors, you know, help remind me in some way of the event or something. I don't know. So I'm thinking about using this just like it is, which is a little strange, right? But what if we just sort of make that into a design element like thing? Yeah. to waste that much of that. See, that's the other thing I do that's crazy. Like, I have all this paper, right? And I'm like, oh no, I can't waste this piece behind the whole back of this other piece of paper. I have to save it. For what? I mean, really, like, for what am I saving all of that stuff? But, you know, it's what I do. And I think a lot of people do it. I don't think I'm the only one. Do you do that? You can comment if you want and let me know, and I'll hopefully respond. I have been trying to go back on the other videos that I've posted on Crafty Maven, and like if people have made comments, I try to answer and respond. It didn't occur to me to do that at first. So if you responded on one of the first videos I posted on here and I didn't acknowledge it and talk back to you, I apologize. But I am definitely trying to do that and do better with it. So hopefully at least going forward I'll have done that. If you make a comment, I'll try to respond to it. Also, I'm not doing anything fancy here as far as, you know, this super high-tech measuring, because I'm not really thrilled with my trimmer. I actually need a new blade, but my local scrapbook store that I go to a little bit a ways from me actually now has the Caterpillar crop, yeah, you know, trimmer. Thank you, words. Sometimes words are grr. They have the Caterpillar crop trimmer that I want in stock again now. And so I just need to get up there and pick that trimmer up. And then once I do, I'll have a new trimmer. So I've neglected buying new trimmer blades because I intend to go purchase that, and just haven't made it up there yet because it takes like an hour to get there. And at the moment, my life is just crazy, nuts, insane. Like, I'm filming this video Tuesday night. It's supposed to go up Wednesday, and I may have to cut it short or cut it off here because my son may get home and I'm taking him to a band audition this evening. He's auditioning to be in our city's honor band for middle schoolers, so good luck to him. I hope he does really well. Whether he makes it or not, I want him to have the experience of the audition, and I just want him to know that he's doing the best and presenting his best self, if you will, in as many of the different aspects of life as we can muster. So I just think that's what we all should strive for, right? Being our best selves and putting our best out there as much as we possibly can. So that's my goal. He plays the trombone, and so it's something that he seems to be fairly good at, and he seems to enjoy a little bit. So I'm encouraging him to be more active with it. He also has this great little best friend dude that we just really like. We like his whole family. They're just the nicest people. But he tends to not do a lot without best friend. And so I really welcome the idea of him maybe branching out just a little bit and doing just a little bit without him. I really think that would be good for Reggie. And so, you know, whether he makes it in this band or not, whether his friend makes it in the band, I don't even know if he's trying out, but I'm just excited that he's doing something for himself, by himself, without that influence. Again, not that it's a bad influence. He's a great kid, so don't get me wrong. Don't think I don't like my son's friend. He's wonderful. His whole family is amazing people, and I like them all so much. So what I'm doing is basically, like I said, I'm totally out of your frame. I'm so sorry, guys. There we go. Well, let me get back in here. I moved that away thinking it was too far, and now it's, so sorry about that shifty there. But yeah, I thought you were too far away, and you really weren't. So I know this is a little random. It seems a little strange and interesting, but strange and interesting is kind of what I'm feeling with the whole interesting piercing thing. I did it for a great reason. Like I said, I did it to help with migraines, but it also looks cool and looks funky, and you know, you get to go hang out in a tattoo shop, or at least that's where I get mine done. And you know, that's always a fun and interesting experience, and something new and different to do, especially for me. So there's the boys. So I'm going to finish this on fast forward, and I'll talk you through from there. Sorry about that. They'd gone video game shopping and they finished. So all I'm doing here is taking those strips and pieces that I sort of scrapped together there and just sort of layering them up. I did use that grid type paper to map my photo. I trimmed down this little 3x4 card just a little bit. I end up using one of the other scraps to kind of frame it. And I'm paying attention to which of the scraps that I'm using. I don't want to like reuse a lot of the same pattern. I do end up doing that with that sort of paint splattery looking, but I think it's okay that it's repeated. Plus I'm actually going to get out my regular bold Sharpie and do some lines around it to sort of make it look like its own thing. I cut this piece that kind of is blue and a frame just into a couple of chunks and put them there. I originally think I'm going to put that sorry not sorry over there, but it's against that same piece of paper. I don't like the way that that looks. I'm double checking how you spell the word Daith, just to make sure I don't do it wrong. So I did that. I was right. I knew how to spell it all along, but I wanted to make sure. And I start by lining them up along the left-hand side of my page, and I don't need as much room to do that as I think, so I'm actually going to scoot them in towards where those other papers kind of intersect. There we go. See? Like that. I like the way that that looks. I like how the colors coordinate with the colors in the layout, and I think that looks really good. I decide to use this heart, but I think it needs a little dimension, so I just pop it up on some foam tape. The other thing that I noticed, and I'll get back to it in a minute, is that the D that I used, I really love that pattern, but it is a floral, and I don't have anything flowery on the background or in the page at all other than that letter. So I actually end up using the florals. You can see them really well on the sticker sheet beside me there as part of the layout. So I use that heart, and then I use the outline of that heart over there. I start with this banner of paint splatter up in the top corner. I change that because I don't like it in just a minute. I think it just doesn't need that corner. I think it's just the wrong place. Something just didn't fit. It was too cluttered. I need a little bit of white space to rest my eye, I think, because there's a lot going on in this layout, in case you hadn't figured that out. There's even more by the time. What I end up doing is filling those two boxes that I just outlined with. That's where my journaling's going to be. And I basically just fill that with writing, mostly in my black fine line La Pen, but a couple words, terrible migraine, in Sharpie. Or terrible migraines, but whatever. You'll see those in the end. I don't do the journaling on screen, but I start with that banner, and now I'm going to move it over there. And then I don't like that you can see the ends of it, so I tuck the ends so they're under there. And going to be under that 3x4 card, and I think that turns out pretty cool. I like the way that it looks. This is where I add those florals because I think it just needs a little something extra, plus that brings in the florals better from the letter D. That one was getting super lost in all of those paint splatters, so I end up putting foam tape behind it. And then pretty much from there, the only thing I add is my journaling. I did screw the journaling up, so I add a word strip to cover my mess up. And that's really it, boys and girls, so I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the Crafty Maven Getaway channel. Thanks so much.